Hi, it's Talia, and I'm back on my YouTube channel to make a video about the coronavirus, also referred to as COVID-19. So I have a social studies assignment to make this video, but I also feel like it'll be something really important to look back on in the future because this is definitely a time in my life I won't forget. I do have a few questions to answer about this virus and how I feel about it. Today is Monday, March 16th at 11:10 a.m. and today is the first day that I had to stay home and do homeschool instead of going to school because of COVID-19. COVID-19 in the world right now is labeled a pandemic, and no one knows what will come in the next weeks and months. Today is the first day for many doing work at home or school at home, and it's unbelievable for many people. This morning I had a live online class with one of my teachers, and we were all there through Zoom and we did an online class. It was an interesting experience, kind of like a big FaceTime call. Today makes my school history. We have never done online classes like this, and we're off for 5 weeks from today. A lot of teachers are just doing assignments online, but some of them are doing these live online classes. One of the questions my social studies teacher has prepared is, how long do you think it will be before you can safely play sports and be in crowded public places again? So I feel like maybe it'll be a few weeks, maybe it'll be a month, I don't really know. Maybe it'll be longer. I really have a split opinion. One way that it'll take a really long time for us to go back, like a few months to a year. One side of the opinion being that now that a whole bunch of people are staying home, are aware of this virus, being healthier, being safer, this virus will go down and there won't be as many people catching it. Then again, we don't have a cure yet, so no one really knows. Most of my opinions on this virus are split. I'm kind of just going with the flow. That's usually something I don't like to do. I usually like to be in control with what's going on, but I'm really interested to just see where this virus takes us. Another question is, how long can this virus survive on a surface like a doorknob? I've heard that it can last hours to 2 days on a surface. What do you think the biggest risk factor is for people in the house where you are staying now? I feel like the biggest risk factor for me and many people who are home right now is the confined space. Being outside is much better because the particles are throughout the air, you get fresh air. Fresh air is known to help with a lot of things, sunlight. I mean, even when you have like a migraine, some people get headaches from just being in the house, being in stuffy spaces. When you go outside and breathe the fresh air, it really helps. So for anyone staying at home right now, if you are sick or aren't sick, if you are around those particles, the virus, it's just gonna stay there. Obviously, like we said earlier, it's gonna go away off of surface. A virus can't live on a surface for very long. A virus doesn't really live at all. It infects people and lives through that. When you are in those confined spaces, that's all you're surrounded by. So it's very helpful to get fresh air, and that I feel like is one of the biggest risk factors because we're in these small spaces, that we're just going to be surrounded by this virus, and that's all our body will get and not be surrounded by clean air. Obviously, if you don't know anyone with the virus and you are in a home with just clean air, that might not be the problem. What people are at the greatest risk for dying of COVID-19? So I know people are being affected. Nursing homes are closed across the world and not letting anyone in. Just making sure the elderly people and newborn babies as well are being taken care of and in safe environments is very important. What effect could hoarding have on communities around the world? So I have already seen the effects of these. Yesterday, my mom went to the store trying to get pasta to have for dinner this week, and there was hardly any pasta on the store, she said. So yeah, there's not going to be a lot for really people who need it. I feel like this is kind of a domino effect. One person says, oh, maybe I need a lot of toilet paper. Another person says, you know what, I need it too. And since people are buying it, people are scared it's going to run out. So people go to the store, buy more toilet paper. Now everyone's buying a whole bunch of toilet paper. And for some reason, we're out of toilet paper. So I feel like this really does have a bad effect on the world. There is no reason to hoard anything. Do you feel in control of your destiny with this crisis? No, I don't feel in control. Like I said before, I'm kind of just going with the flow, seeing what happens. I'm actually really interested in to see how the world handles it and what cures come out and how this is solved. What are you afraid of being without due to scarcity? So, basic products, noodles, and toilet paper were examples I gave. So kind of just basic things that I would need that I don't already have enough of to get through me for a couple of months. So yes, certain foods, and yeah, I'm not really worried about hand sanitizer or like shampoo, conditioner, because bottles can last quite a few weeks. But definitely basic food items that are needed that you would buy regularly. Fresh fruits and vegetables, and those type of things. So right now, about this time away from the public, I kind of feel bored a little bit. I mean, I am still busy, but it's not like interesting busy, just like a bored, robotic, just working busy. Maybe later in the day, later in the week, when I do start to have more time, get used to the schedule, I will be able to do more creative things. I did get some items yesterday to make some projects. When we are away from the public, still in a month, if it is still a big deal and people are having to extend their quarantine, start being quarantined, stay home longer, then maybe I might still be scared. If more people I knew got the novel coronavirus, then yes, I think I would be scared. I'd be more scared than I am now. What are the early symptoms of the coronavirus, specifically the ones causing the present crisis, which has been named COVID-19? So I know the early symptoms are cough, sneezing, headache, respiratory issues specifically is what makes it differ from the flu. It's very similar to the flu in symptoms, but the severity is very different. For the coronavirus, we do not have a cure, we do not have a medication, we do not have a vaccine, we do not have preventative measures besides staying at home. For the flu, we do have preventative measures. For the coronavirus, I don't feel like it's so much that people are scared of the symptoms of dying unless they're very old or very young. It's like a cold or like the flu, and nobody wants to be sick, obviously. Nobody wants to have those respiratory issues. Those can eventually be fatal if you do not have a healthy and reliable immune system to help fight this illness. And lastly, another question I feel like should have been asked is, do you feel at the end of these 5 weeks that we will go back to school and back to learning? This is another thing I have a split opinion on, but I feel like it's very interesting. In a lot of ways, I don't think we'll go back to school. I feel like this virus is only spreading. It spreads like every 1 to 3 people, while the flu only spreads 1 to 1. So I feel like I don't know if we'll go back to school this year, and I'm kind of worried about that. On the other hand, I feel like a lot of people are staying home, some people are being quarantined, and the spread of this virus will go down. But like I've said earlier, I don't know if being in the home and the confined spaces is really good. Obviously, if you are home and with only clean people, aren't going out, then that's fine. But what if someone in your house does get sick? Then there's only one place for the virus to go. So I don't know if we'll go back to school in these next 5 weeks, and I don't know what will happen. But I feel like this is a very interesting and eerie time we're living in. You see these times in movies and sci-fi books and all that sort of stuff, but I couldn't have imagined experiencing this. I feel like this is a time in my life I'll never forget. I just can't fathom how big of a deal this is to the world and to history. In years when our children, our grandchildren are getting coronavirus vaccines or whatever the cure will be, what will we be thinking about this is something I can't even fathom to begin to understand, and I'm kind of excited, oddly enough, to see where this virus takes the world and what medical advances we're gonna make. And yeah, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, thank you so much. Leave me a like below. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this journey takes us, and hopefully it'll be an interesting but soonly solved one. Stay happy and healthy. Bye.